Hello everyone, thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 crazy obvious tips on how to be debt-free. The formula for financial freedom or a lifetime of debt has one common denominator: your decision. My husband and I have been married for 17 years, and when we were young, we had a lot of love, and like they say, not much of anything else. Naturally, like every young couple, we wanted to experience and buy everything. We felt that we were fine since we both had decent jobs and our earnings were good. One purchase became two, and before we knew it, the 2-week paychecks were not coming in fast enough. You know the rest of the story. Our story is probably just like yours. We are all drawn into making a living and believing that from working hard we can create a great life. We've all been sold the idea that we can make more to live better. Guys, this is a minefield that we should not walk through. Making purchases based on future earnings is dangerous, but people do it all the time. I'm a firm believer that behavior is learned. We do what we see. Thank goodness that bad habits can be broken when you decide it's time to change. The first step to making a change that would last is your decision. You must buy into whatever your goal is. So have you found a way to sell yourself on being financially free yet? If not, then this is the most important thing you've got to do today. You must do everything in your power to sell yourself on why financial freedom is way more important than whatever you fill in the blank is. The tips I'm going to share with you, they're going to come across really obvious. I know, because we've all heard them before. But the reason why I think many people are still in debt is because we've heard the pitch, but we really haven't bought into the idea. These 5 crazy obvious tips on how to get out of debt is what everyone should use, but they do not. So before you continue watching, you've got to get to the point where you can believe that you can do this. You've got to do a little bit of a mind job on yourself. You are smart enough. You are strong enough. And you can do this. You have enough character to work through what you would consider the hard times. The discipline required to get out of debt and into freedom is so worth it. Once you make the decision to take that debt noose off your neck, then the following steps will work. You can do this. It is worth it. It will work. So here's my disclaimer. I am not a financial planner. I do not have formal education in wealth building. If that is what you're looking for, then this is not the video. I'm just a mom, a wife, and a business owner. I've been dirt poor, and now I'm not. And I'd like to share with you how I did it. But I don't have any fancy charts, graphs, or formulas for you. I'm just going to try to sell you on one really simple idea. And that idea is that being financially boring is really exciting. Here are my 5 crazy obvious tips to be debt-free. Tip number 1, be grateful for your job. And show your appreciation by working like crazy to prove to whoever that you are grateful. You know, I love that quote by Napoleon Hill that encourages us to render more service than that for which we are paid, and you will soon be paid for more than you render. The law of increasing returns takes care of this. You may not love your job, and it may not be your lifelong career target, but you know what? You're never going to receive more until you are grateful for what you already have. Once you accept this to be truth, then the beauty begins. This mental shift is going to free your spirit to work from a place of joy and creativity that will be noticed. The cash and the advancements will come after you put in the work. Keep in mind that the payout may not come from your job. It could very well come from another source, but you will get paid. So hold the faith and keep working in joy. This joy-filled perspective is what fueled me. It removed my subconscious guilt of not giving my all. It killed the disgruntled, obnoxious child inside my mind that was always questioning if I could find a better job. And from there, it freed me and renewed my energy to work. And when I was done, I was done. I gave more than I received, and my free spirit led me to find other sources of income. You can watch my video on how I use direct sales to turn our finances around in less than 3 years at the end of this video. Tip number 2, save everything, spend nothing, be okay with not being cool. I was a top producer for my company and buying clothes at discount stores. I know. The only name brand anything I owned were those items I earned as a sales incentive. My mission was to reach financial freedom no matter the cost to my ego. And it was so worth it. Ask yourself the obvious questions, and guys, you know the answers. Making yourself eat in, wear clothes you already have, and using a gasp flip phone instead of the next great tech invention goes back to selling yourself on being financially free. And I can already imagine, right? All the thoughts rolling in your head. But I need it for work. And I'm in this industry and I need to look a particular way. Or what would so-and-so say? You guys know the yeah buts in your mind are telltale signs that you have not sold yourself yet on being debt-free. Saving everything and spending nothing becomes crazy easy when you've sold yourself, hooked, lined, and sunk on the future that lies beyond working to what? Pay for a stack of bills? You've already bought what everyone else was selling. Isn't it time you sell yourself on something worth more than a wild time? This is difficult if you have children, I know. I've lived through the children's whining and my self-imposed guilt trips by reminding myself that, they may not like me now, but I prayed for strength to continue so they would love me later. Each time that I felt my resolve wavering, I'd simply go online and type in hungry children in the search engine. And oh my goodness, the pictures. I would be immediately shocked back into the mission to provide a better life for my children. Immediately, instantly, my goals were reinforced, and I would quickly be reminded that financial freedom also brings with it the power of positive influence in the future. You can help more people when you're first able to help yourself. Sold. Tip number 3, make minimum payments on everything and throw all your extra, quote, shopping spending money at paying off the highest interest bills first, then move down the line until every bill goes down to 0. Tip number 4, add a bill for your savings account. If you're going to pay everyone else, let's add your future and savings into the stack. Make a commitment that you will not buy anything until all the bills for your old purchases are down to 0 and your savings account has 1 year's salary in it. If you make 50 grand a year, then you need a minimum at least of 50 grand in your liquid savings account with 0 debt before you start making purchases and before you start thinking about investing. What you make a year should be more than what you spend a year. If you're making less than you spend, then this is a huge, massive problem. You either have a spending problem or an earnings problem. If it's a spending problem, then stop spending. I know, sounds so simple, right? Yada yada, but it really is. Remember the idea that you can make more to make up? It doesn't work, especially if you haven't fixed your head yet. Because the more you make, the more you're going to spend, until you first decide that you are not going to live that way anymore. Now, if you have earnings problems, then you really need to find more ways to make money. I'm not saying quit your job. Remember, tip number 1 was to be grateful, right? I'm talking about finding another job to add on or another stream of income. So at the end of this video, you can watch my video on how we overcame our earnings problem through direct sales. I'm so excited for you because exciting things are in your investing and wealth building future when you get to the point where you owe nothing and you have at least a year's safety net. It's exciting times ahead. Tip number 5, maintaining a high savings, low spending lifestyle can be really easy if you keep your spending eyes wide open and you are vigilant on selling yourself, always on saving every time that spending monster wants to bite you. I always hold up the item I'm interested in buying and I ask myself, do I love this $50 worth? Do I love this $100 worth? Whatever the price tag, I always ask myself, do I love it this much? Most of the time, the answer was no. If I'm ever in doubt, I just place the item in my shopping cart, walk around the store a couple more times, and then ask myself the question again, do I love it this much? And do you know the answer often would be no. Can I afford it? Yes. But that's not the right question to ask. The more powerful question is, do I love this temporary feeling more than the peace of being financially free? Do I love this high and this rush of buying more than the joys of being able to help people in need? Remember, just because you can afford something doesn't mean that you should buy it. Retail therapy only gives you a temporary high anyways, and if you're honest, the impulse to buy is just as temporary. walk away, walk away. Make sure you mentally pat yourself or physically pat yourself on the back every time you do it. It will get easier, I promise. Easier and easier every time. You are worth it. Your future is worth it. I hope this has been helpful. Happy savings! If you like this video, please subscribe for more updates. And if you want to share some free love, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up below. Have a great day. Bye-bye.